Every once in a while, I come across something that is just too good. Things that make me worry, I'm going to talk about them all serious, and they're going to turn out to have been some kind of prank. Here is a statement that was posted by the University of Manchester's Students' Union on the 5th. Last week, we received a visiting speaker request form for Julie Bindel to be invited to speak at a society event. As per our external speaker processes, it was flagged as potentially in breach of our safe space policy. After reviewing the request in more detail, the Students' Union has decided to deny this request based on Bindel's views and comments towards trans people, which we believe could incite hatred towards and exclusion of our trans students. What have these idiots done? They included her name. Any student could go search her name, find out what her comments were, and just go into a murderous rage. Do these maniacs want there to be a Manchester University tranny massacre? They should have just written, "Rejoice, students, for we have prevented an undesirable from tainting these halls." So there we go. That is one speaker banned from putting across whatever points they have at this event, whatever this event may be. What a bummer, but it's for the sake of safety of an oppressed minority. And it's just one person, so I guess that's for the best. Oh, what's this? That was on the 5th, and there appears to have been an update today. Let's take a look. Further to our previous decision to ban Julie Bindel from speaking on campus, we are extending this decision to Milo Yiannopoulos. We have been made aware of various comments lambasting rape survivors and trans people, and as such, we are concerned for the safety of our students on the topic of this event. He is a rape apologist, and has repeatedly used derogatory and debasing ableist language when describing members of the trans community. As such, this undermines the principles of liberation enshrined in the Students' Union, as outlined in the Safe Space policy. We believe these views could incite hatred against both trans people and women who have experienced sexual violence. They're absolutely right. I saw a retweet from Milo the other day, and it just filled me with hatred for people who have been sexually assaulted. What exactly? Do rape victims even contribute to this country? Carrying on. As we believe it's probable these views would be aired in this discussion should he be allowed to speak on campus, we have no choice but to ban him. As we made clear to the society, this means that this event with the proposed speakers will not be going ahead under the banner of the Students' Union with our support or using our resources. Is it just me, or does it feel like there's a couple things conspicuously absent from this statement? Do you think they were just tired when they wrote that and didn't have the energy to write out the name of the society or the event? Whatever could it be about? Have a guess. Do you think it's maybe about transgender people? Or about victims of sexual violence? Because those were the views they were worried about, weren't they? Okay, here we go. For holding views and having made comments that violate safe space policy, these two speakers were banned from the Free Speech and Secular Society's event, called "From Liberation to Censorship, Does Modern Feminism Have a Problem with Free Speech?" This is the danger of just not having a sense of humor. If the people in charge of the Students' Union had one, they would have just intuitively, immediately realized how fucking ridiculous this is. Especially considering that their women's officer provided further explanation and said that all of these transphobic slurs that Bindel continues to spout are extremely dangerous. They're dangerous for trans people, and they're dangerous for feminist and liberation movements in general. Hang on, maybe they're actually doing them a favor. Now they don't need to waste their time with the event. Does modern feminism have a problem with free speech? Stop. You mustn't speak. That would be really dangerous to feminism. It is too good. In the back of my mind, I have an urge to check my room for hidden cameras in case this is a trick being pulled on me and someone has just put this onto my computer. But no, sadly, this is just the reality we live in. I even took a little look at their safe space policy, and it made me want to vomit. The University of Manchester Students' Union believes in liberation for all, and everything that we do has equality and liberation at its heart. By enabling all of students to participate in the work that we do, we are helping to progress towards a fairer and more equal society. Try to imagine the person who wrote that laughing at a joke. You can't. Taking it at face value, it just sounds like someone who wants to make the world a better place. But I know that you know what I'm talking about. And if you look at the safe space policy, they do the old, "We believe strongly in the right to free speech." However, freedom of speech is important, yet intention to incite hatred is never acceptable. Now that may seem like a reasonable sentiment. What it makes me imagine is someone going around shouting "kill all so-and-sos." But as we've seen, their threshold is quite a bit lower than that, and the rule itself that relates to that sentiment is a lot more vague. You must not, and you must not allow visiting speakers to, say things that are likely to incite hatred against any individual or group. To me, that's a bit finger in the air. I like to think that when it comes to pointing out incitement of hatred, said, you don't need the wiggle room of saying, likely to. An example might be, oh, I don't know, when a student union makes a statement accusing someone of being a rape apologist. Where do these little Hitlers come from? Does anyone even like them? Are the majority of students there really alright with these people getting themselves into that position and using rules that can be interpreted any way they wish to just suit their taste? I used to wonder if I'd made a mistake by not going to university, but thanks to all the pathetic stories like this and other more serious issues, I'm really starting to feel like I dodged a bullet. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.